You are listening to an interview with a featured Pride of Dakota member.
Hi, this is Sarah Kels, and today I'm sitting down with Ellen Diedrich with Givinity Press. Welcome, Ellen.
Hello there.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. I've been painting up a storm for my open house, which comes up the same weekend as the Pride of Dakota showcase, but I have stuff up in Grand Forks. My friend Sue will be managing my booth.
Excellent. So what kind of things have you been painting?
Well, I've been doing watercolors and acrylics, a lot of farm animals. For some reason, I've been doing some horses, and I just started one with some Angus, and this Angus had all this stuff woven into its wool, and so I made a stamp and stamped this weird spots all over the black Angus. It looks pretty cool.
That sounds awesome. So tell us about your background. How did you get to be an artist? Have you always dabbled in art, or?
Yeah, I'd say always. I was in grade school, and my sister, I drew Bambi for this newspaper ad, and I showed it to my sister, and she told all the neighbors, look at Ellen drew this. She should be an artist. So that was, a big thing to have her brag about me to someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I had, we moved to Staples, Minnesota, and I had these great artists who were art teachers in junior high and high school, and they helped me get going. And that was kind of my big thing of pride. By age 17, I had commissions already, and I was busy painting.
Wow, at age 17, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So how were people finding out about you? Were you setting up in art galleries or art shows?
Well, that one was pretty funny. I had a farmer had me paint a thrashing machine, and then I painted it for him, and he was a friend of my dad's. That was the first commission I had.
Okay.
Yeah. But I keep busy advertising myself. I send out postcards twice a year that tell people where they can see me, and on the web, and I have, used different things to help.
So from high school on, is that what you've been doing, is just, painting and selling your art?
Well, I went to college at Morehead State University. I have
Go Dragons. I'm an MSU alum too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a 5-year, it's a studio, it's an extra year studio degree. It's a Bachelor of Fine Art, and then I have a teaching degree in art education.
Oh, okay. And so did you ever teach, or have you always been
I taught a whole year in Pine River. I taught elementary art. That was really fun and good because I had to break it down to real basics for those kids. And then I came back to Fargo and got married, and I just started painting because there weren't any teaching jobs. I do teach workshops. Like I was just out in Rapid City this summer, and I just had one in Fargo. But art groups hire me to teach workshops for 3 to 5 days, and I really enjoy that.
Oh, excellent. So you also have your own gallery, is that correct?
Yeah, it's in my studio, and then there's several galleries that carry my work. But I have, that's for my open houses this weekend from 12 to 6, the 4th through the 7th. So
now how does that work? Do you just feature certain paintings, or?
Well, I get all the originals I can possibly get together for that show. And then we have our new Healing Gardens item, which is pretty cool, and lots of note cards people really like. And we just have art on like 3 floors. I have so much art.
Wow. So you mentioned note cards. Have you written more than one book? I know you've written a book.
Yeah, I've written 2 books. I'm actually working on a 3rd. I have the Where's Petunia, which won a Ben Franklin Award for fiction, and it's illustrated by me and written by me and published by me.
That's a really cute book too.
Yeah, and then I have the art book. Is more specific, people wanting to paint, and that I like that book, and it helps me with my teaching too.
It's like an educational book. How to paint. Oh, okay, cool.
Well, it's how to think about painting more, so that you don't get. I don't know. I really like it anyhow.
Yeah. So where do you get your inspiration for your artwork?
Well, I go out and take pictures. Like I've been out. I just went to Perham, Minnesota, and found some Herefords. I had lunch with my dad, and then someone told us where these Herefords were, and I went and took pictures because I knew the light would be right. And now I'm painting some Herefords. So that's how it works. I go somewhere, I bring my camera. I was in Mexico in August, and I took all kinds of pictures of ruins. And there was a wedding outside a restaurant, like a parade, and I took all these people in costumes. And
oh, cool.
got that drawn out and lots of things like that. But that's what I basically paint things I know and take my own photography.
So what do you find that people are looking for when they're looking at your artwork? Is there certain subjects, or I know you do, like, you've done some of downtown Bismarck and downtown Fargo, is there things that people are always looking for, or is it?
Yeah, I do 3 subjects. I do the floral and the domestic animals and the buildings, street scenes, and they like all of them. I think the big deal is not to get too much of anything, because then nobody wants it. But if you have a little, they're always looking for it, and then they're more excited to see the new ones,
Yeah, absolutely. So how much do you paint now? I mean, are you painting all day?
I paint all afternoon pretty much. Sometimes I paint in the morning, but I do all my paperwork in the morning, so I paint 5 days a week.
Okay. And then do you do many shows, art shows, or?
I do the street shows, like the street fair here in Fargo and the A Street Art Show. And I don't do that many. I was up in Minot last year. I'm not going to be there this year, but I did Grand Forks. But mostly I have things here and people come over to see my work. They can just call and make an appointment.
Oh, okay. And you said you mentioned that you're at other art galleries just in North Dakota, or are you in galleries?
I'm in South Dakota at Rayfields. It's on Phillips Avenue downtown, and then I'm at the Underbrush here in Fargo. And those are great galleries.
So do you have a favorite piece that you've painted?
A favorite piece? Never. No, I have tons. Tons I like. I don't paint anything I don't like. I won't sign anything I don't like. I have pieces. Yeah, I have The Wandering Years has always been a huge piece to me. It's got 3 sheep in it. I have one with some chickens, and it's called The Ladies' Room. Those always kind of
that's great.
Stick in my brain, but it's always looking for the new painting in my head, to get to. Like, I was excited about these cows with all this stuff stuck on them, and they're not done yet, but they look pretty cool.
I just read a magazine article about you, actually, how you've had to switch your painting style a little bit. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I had a surgery on my neck. I had 5 vertebrae enlarged, so I needed to switch, because when I paint watercolor, I paint on a flat surface and I bend my neck. And like this last week, I've been working on watercolors all week, and my neck hurts today. But if I can paint every day on the easel with acrylic, and it doesn't bother me. So it really makes a huge difference. So we'll probably see more and more acrylic paintings, but I like to reassure my watercolor fans I'm still painting in watercolor.
Sure. And what a question we always get when we talk about your company is, where did you get that name? The
Givinity? Oh, that's so... Well, my last name is Dieterich, and we tell people it's spelled like died rich with the E in the middle, and they'll write it wrong on the checks. And I thought when I was doing my website that nobody would get my name straight. And so I tried to think about, I thought, I didn't know they could get close searches or put in things like Painter or Fargo and find you, but I thought they had to type it perfect. So I thought I'd come up with a name, and I decided to have a giving company, because I feel partly like I want to give back to the community, but I also feel like it's a gift given to me to paint. And then I say divine images to you, because I think that's a gift given to me. And so as Givinity is giving divine images to you, was But what I did is I wrote all these things down, and I got totally exhausted. And I said, well, it doesn't have to be a real word. And then I took a nap, and when I woke up, I said, Givinity. Oh, I like that. And that was it.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, I like it. I'm doing a sheep story. It's a Christmas story I'm working on. It's all about giving. It's kind of cool. I don't know when that'll come out.
Now, you said you do have a website. Can people purchase artwork right off your website as well?
Yes, I have. You can go to the gallery, and if you're looking for originals, you can just click on originals or jacqueries for reproductions or note cards. But you click the gallery, or you can go through it all. And then I have a healing garden thing that's really cool that you can click on at the top. But yeah, you can purchase right there.
What is the healing garden?
The healing garden is these new 12 by 12 canvases. They're my watercolors printed on canvas, and so you don't need framing. They're
cool. Are those your flowers?
And they're all based on color theory. And because of all this neck stuff, and I kept having, like, hospitals kept buying my work because they said it's healing. I started studying what is healing art. And then we researched all these things about color. And then we created this healing garden. So on the back of each one is all this information about each color. So each painting is based on a color, and they're flowers.
They're gorgeous too.
And yeah, and you can make them. You can rearrange them so people can kind of make their own look with them.
You featured them last year at the show, didn't you? And you had people vote for their favorites. Was it last year?
I don't think we had them voted on last year, but we're going to have them there this year, and we've got them completely perfected now. We're really happy with everything about them, and they are gorgeous. So yeah.
So what inspires you? Do you have a favorite artist?
Oh, I love Monet. It's funny. I just had a art show, and I got a piece of a hay bales in this big art show, and the juror wrote in the book. They gave me a prize for it, and they said, it's like new impressionism. It reminds me of Monet, and I couldn't have felt better because I call my work neo-impressionism, which means new impressionism, and Monet is my favorite. And I don't know, I just love his work, and I don't know why. I even did water lilies and invited Monet to paint with me, and I think he was there that day.
Excellent. So are you doing some of the upcoming Pride of Dakota shows?
Yeah, I'll be at, I have work in Grand Forks. Sue will be up there with the healing gardens and the cards. And then I'll be in Fargo and Bismarck.
Excellent. Well, we're excited to see your new work. And it was fun visiting with you today, Ellen.
Thank you, Sarah.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
To learn more about this featured Pride of Dakota member, visit our website, prideofdakota.com. To become a featured Pride of Dakota member, send an email to prideofdakota@gmail.com. To listen to the full podcast of North Dakota Now, click on the podcast link on our website, prideofdakota.com. Thanks for listening.